JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 23rd of April 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, some of the charts that we looked at this morning just to see how everything is getting along there, some new ones. But yeah, as always, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is the German DAX, and look at this. I mean, beautiful move here to the downside. So it drifted back down, tested. It's now testing this upside support line taken from the low of the 26th of February here. So now the big question here is, can we see a drift further below it? Even if we break this upside line, still we would prefer to get a drop below this 15,072 territory, just to be a little bit more on the safe side, and because this break here would place the index below the 21-day EMA and would confirm a forthcoming lower low, this way kind of increasing the chances for a further slide. So long story short, for now guys, I would say that yes, it is an interesting spot, and it will a lot depend on how the US session trades today, but so far it's not looking good here, and so far it seems that yes, further declines could be possible. However, as I said, let's not rush into anything yet. Let's wait for that confirmation break, and for the downside I need to see that drop below this 15,072 territory. I do understand that we could be missing out on a bit of territory here, but it's the slightly safer bet here. For the upside, we need to see a push above the 15,312 territory in order to get a little bit more comfortable with higher levels. Now, jumping into Dow Jones Industrial Average. So, looking at this picture here, we can see that the index drifted lower today. And as I've mentioned this morning to you guys about this, that I mean, you heard it yourself, of course, that the decline was kind of triggered by Joe Biden yesterday's and his potential kind of proposal on increasing the capital gains tax on these super rich, yeah, that didn't really work well with investors, and they started locking in profits, and this is the result we got. Now, if we take a look at the cash index right now, we'll see that the price is trading around the 33,767 territory. So basically below yesterday's close, but still not lower than, let me just quickly adjust this very quickly, and not lower than the current lowest point of this week, and that level is around the 33,687 territory, approximately around here. So we're still above it. Now, if we get that cleared, then of course, yes, this opens the door for further declines, and yep, further declines could be possible. And then we will aim for the 21-day EMA, which is shown here as the yellow line on our daily chart, or even a little bit lower below that towards the 33,259 zone, and then we will take it from there. So, for now, I would say yes. We will be very careful here, and if we see a drop below this hurdle, then yes, lower levels could be met. But if it starts reversing back up here and climbs back above this upside support line, taken from the low of the 4th of March, then we could maybe consider the upside again. S&P 500, similar story, and here on the S&P we are kind of trading currently on the cash index. I mean, we are trading near the 4,138 zone, and that's just slightly above yesterday's close, but still. Still above this area, and also still above this this current lowest point of this week, near the 4,118 territory. So, long story short, again, I'll stick to the same ideas, similar ideas to Dow Jones. Basically, we need to see that drop below the 4,118 zone in order to go for further declines, because this way the index would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and further declines could be possible. DXY dollar index is drifting lower to the downside. As you can see, we're breaking again this 91.05 territory. Can we stay below it? Well, that's going to be something to keep an eye on for today. If we stay below this today, if the daily candle remains below this hurdle, then yes, there is a good chance to see the DXY drifting further south going into next week, where we could then maybe target the 90.63 territory or even below that. So let's keep an eye on this one. Silver, quick update on silver is flirting with this 26.30 zone. It's currently breaking above it, so a lot of things here kind of still pointing to the upside. However, if you want to be a little bit more on the safe side, well, you could probably wait for that push above these 26.63 territory right here in order to go for higher levels. This way the commodity would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and more buyers could join in. For the downside, it's pretty straightforward. We need to see a break of this upside line taken from the low of the 31st of March, and then a drop below the 25.46 territory here in order to get a little bit more excited with the downside. Bitcoin Cash. So I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but as you can see today, we had a strong decline initially to the downside, came close to testing this upside support line taken from the low of the 24th of March, and yep, now we are seeing here, we're seeing here now a nice reversal, and we're almost kind of back above the 21-day EMA. So, long story short, what I'll say here for now is that if we climb back fully above this 21-day EMA and stay above it, then yes, in a way we could then target the upside, and we could go for some higher levels. But at the moment, I'm just observing this one because it's a very, very tricky situation here. On one hand, the bulls don't want to give kind of surrender here, but they are kind of losing ground here a little bit. So yeah, that's why it's a little bit of a for now it's a bit of a waiting game here for me on Bitcoin Cash. Similar story with Ripple, because this morning I talked about Ripple, and I said that if we get a drop below this 1.0960 territory, then yes, lower levels could be met, especially if it continues to trade below that area. Now, what I would say here right now is that, in a way, if we move back below this hurdle and we stay below it, then yes, we'll continue targeting the downside. But if we climb back and stay above it, then there is still a chance for the bulls to step in. More of the bulls could join in if we see a push above the 21-day EMA here, and then yes, higher levels could be met, but for now, long story short, let's keep an eye on this. Again, it's too risky at the moment. A more clear move here is required. AUD/JPY, quick update on this one, and we have broken this upside line, this medium-term upside support line taken from the low of the 19th of March. But we have not yet moved below this 83.03 territory right here, or in a way we could round it up towards the 83 zone. And so far we are keeping an eye on this one. If we get a daily candle dropping and staying below this area, then yep, further declines are possible. If if the pair starts climbing back above this 83.77 territory here, this would also place the, actually not the 77, but 86 zone, approximately around here, marked by yesterday's high. And at the same time, yes, we could get the rate already back above the 21-day EMA, and yep, more buyers could maybe join in here, and then yep, we could take it from there. USD CHF, something that I haven't looked at for quite a while, but this one is an interesting one. And previously, when I covered this one, I said that in order for me to aim for the upside, not only the break of this downside line is needed, which is drawn from the high of the 5th of April, but also a push-up of the 0.92 territory here. I would like to also to see the daily candle moving above it and staying above it, but as you can see, we only flirted with that area, and instead of that, we started drifting back down. So this whole formation here looks more of a bearish 3, the so-called bearish 3 pattern, yep, and this kind of could could result in further decline. So for now, let's get rid of this downside line, no longer needed. But even with the downside, I mean, we cannot really get too comfortable with the downside because we have this hurdle, the current lowest point of this week near the 0.9129 zone, when the break of that area is needed in order to go for lower levels. So a break of this, of course, would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and more sellers could join in. For the upside, the same area remains valid, the 0.92 territory. We need that strong move above it in order to aim for slightly higher levels. GBP NZD. So I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but previously, last time when I looked at it, basically we can see that the pair is kind of stuck here between these two lines, a short-term downside resistance line taken from the high of the 1st of April and a short-term actually more of a medium-term, maybe medium-term upside support line taken from the low of the 7th of January. So long story short, a clear breakthrough one of these lines is required in order to consider the next short-term directional move. For now, basically the reason why I'm picking up on this pair is just for you to kind of prepare to be a little bit more on the safe side here. And for example, even if we get a break through one of these lines, still I would prefer just to be, like I said, on the safe side, a push through one of these levels. So for the upside, I'm looking at the 1.95 zone, and for the downside, I'm looking for the 1.9175 territory right here. Euro against the Turkish lira. Now, this one, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but basically it's worth mentioning. I mean, maybe you're not really trading these exotic pairs very often, but they do present themselves with nice opportunities sometimes. So, looking at this picture here, you can see that, yes, we've managed to break the highest point of March here, near the 10.02 territory, and today we are floating further north. So, the Turkish lira is taking a hit, and now we are aiming for this 10.20 zone, marked by the highest point of November, and if I'm not mistaken, also the all-time high. So, will the Turkish lira devalue further? Will it overcome this barrier? Well, to be honest, it seems like there is a chance for that. And of course, let's not rush into anything. Let's see how that's going to play out. But for now, technically, from the technical side, there is a very good chance we could see a test of this 10.20 territory or even a break of it. Euro GBP, so another interesting one, and yep, looking at this, you can see that we had a nice reversal here from this area around the 21-day EMA, and now we're approaching the current highest point of April near the 0.8719. So if that gets cleared, then we could go for some higher levels. So for now, we're carefully monitoring the situation here, because even if we get a break above that level, still, well, keep your eyes on the 100-day EMA, which could in a way provide a temporary hold up initially. So, but if the bulls are still feeling very comfortable, then yes, the next target here could be that 0.8797 territory or this 200-day EMA. And finally, EURUSD, guys. So, very quickly on the EURUSD, pushing beautifully to the upside. Everything's working according to the plan. If you have been watching my videos from the beginning of this week and last week, is what I said, that as long as the pair continues to trade above this upside line, this little short-term upside support line, taken from the low of the 5th of April, then yep, there is a good chance to continue moving higher. However, with the upside, I mean, the upside might get limited here near this 1.2113 zone, which could provide a bit of resistance here together with this downside line. And then, yes, of course, we could take it from there, guys, because if that gets clear, then yes, higher levels could be met, but at the moment, I'm just aiming for this downside line together with this 1.2113 level. And then, like I said, let's see if the bulls have enough steam to drive this one further north. So, guys, that's it for this session. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for joining in and watching this one till the end. I really appreciate your time. So if you want to catch my videos next week, yep, we'll start off on Monday. As always, with my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening, wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Don't overtrade today, and everything will be fine. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.